Hi guys, we're here at Allotment today to pick up some plums. We have inherited this beautiful plum tree, and I'm gonna show you how I make plum wine with this. It's a Japanese recipe that I learned while I was on holidays. Check it out with me. I already picked up some of them here. You can see. We haven't tried these plums before. They are a bit sour, so I think it's a good project. And it fits well, these plums. They are not super sweet, so I usually add sugar crystals and alcohol. Your preferred alcohol. Gin has been working really well with plums and rum as well. So, very excited about this. Let's go and get some crystal sugar now and your favorite spirit. Perfect weather for a nice cold glass of plum wine. I wonder what you guys been harvesting this period, and if you have any nice, refreshing drinks that you're making with your harvest. Leave a comment down below and tell me what you had. And if you have some recipes that you want to share, you know, it's great. It's always a pleasure to hear from people. And there's always something nice, you know. Maybe, you know, it comes from your background, you know, something that you used to make when you were a kid with your family. This is the best thing, you know. Keep the legacy going. This Camden Mews is a beautiful road in the Camden Borough. In the 60s, this road was used by Modernist architects. They started building houses to move on from the typical Victorian houses. You know, they used to experiment, and you can still find some really nice houses. It used to be stalls, I think, for it's full of this sort of garage looking. I think it was probably used by horses and then rebuilt into something completely different and more exciting. Look at these houses. It looks like sort of a Japanese style, you know, made of wooden, and look, beautiful. Oh, you got some dolls there. Look. Hello, Japanese dolls. It stretches like 720 meters from the beginning of York Way crossing all the way down almost to Camden town. I want to start also bringing this sort of videos to the channel. So many nice, beautiful places that I like to discover with you guys, and maybe always sneaking in like a nice recipe or something you can do, and while, you know, I go along buying things and moving around and showing you some nice places. There you go, Camden town, where everything started for me in 2000, early 2000. Completely different now. It still has that beautiful, you know, vintage look underground, even though it's been affected by the capitalism and all these big shopping centers started opening. I mean, London in general has changed so much. What goes up at some point, it's gonna have to go down, and vice versa. I'm waiting for the next peak, you know. Going through this canal, you can end up in Swiss Cottage. Actually, Swiss Cottage is that side, and then you go through Camden, the Camden locks first, and then you pass through the London Zoo, then you end up in Swiss Cottage that way. This way you end up in Victoria Park and East London. Almost there. We're reaching the Camden High Street and Camden Town Station, underground station. Amy, you're still in our hearts. Camden Town Station. It's another reality of our days, you know. The audience cinema now in Camden is being shut, you know. Something still remains though. Jazz Cafe. One of the best jazz venue in London. Here we are. That's what we're looking for. Crystal sugar. There you go. Usually much. One will probably do, but just to be safe, I get two. Now let's go home and make some delicious plum wine. So here in UK, you normally find this crystal sugar in Indian shops, Asian stores like shops, then supermarkets, and they're not so expensive. They're like I paid £2.50 for a kilo, so it's like buying normal sugar. I'm not sure where you guys get it in USA or anywhere else in the world. I'm sure you have your supplies, and it's not something that it's difficult to get. Thinking about it, I'm considering next time maybe making my own crystal sugar. So just taking standard sugar and then melting it and then put it into this latex ice cubes dispenser. I don't know how they're called, and using it for making these plum wines or any liquor that you want to make. Last thing to get is to get your spirit of choice. I'm getting gin this time, so I'm going to my local supermarket to grab a standard gin, no flavors. Otherwise, you're gonna just mess around with your flavors, you know.
Thanks a lot, mate. See you later. Thank you.
Thank you. Nothing too fancy, standard dry gin. We're gonna turn into something really good. Oh yes. Right, first off, I'm gonna divide it into three. You can use whatever is good for you, or if you have like a big jar, just put it all in one. Out here. I'm going to boil it to disinfect it. Just make sure to dry them properly and make them cool down. Right, we got our Damson plums, which are the ones I picked up earlier on from the allotment. You can also use standard plums, and the recipe is exactly the same. If you wanna stick to the traditional Umeshu plum wine, you wanna use green unripe plums. Here in UK, you can find them in like some Turkish shops, you know, during April, May. Otherwise, you can use your own tree, you know, you have at your garden or plot. First thing you want to do with your plums, you want to take a toothpick, you want to remove the stalk from the fruit. You want to check all your plums that they don't have stalk on. If you're doing umeshu, I would suggest that you keep your plums inside the alcohol for at least a year, because the unripe plums takes longer, you know, to get all the juices and you know release all the good things from them, all the flavor. If you're using ripened plums or damson in this case, you know, you wanna keep your plums 3 to 6 months up to 1 year. Right, don't worry too much about your sugar percentage. It all gonna make sense, you know. You're not gonna be able to put too much inside. Take your plums, put them at the bottom of your jars, like so. This one as well, like so. This as well. Right, that's your first layer done. Now take your crystal sugar. Right. And 3. Next layer. Last layer of sugar. There you go. That's it. Final step. Take your gin and fill up your jar. You want it to be completely submerged. And 2. And 3. Before you close, take some cling film, cover the jar. Yep. Also, before we wrap things up, remember to put a little sticker on top and write the date, so you know how long you have to wait. Remember every once in a while to flip your jars, you know, a couple of times, just to make sure all the sugar and the spirit mixes together properly, and keep your jars in a dark place somewhere in your house. Believe me guys, it's really worth the wait, and then you can have an amazing party with your friends, share this amazing recipe with them. I have one that I made already, you know, last year, November 2025, and this is looking already, it changed the color, you know, as you can see. You know, the color gets darker as you leave it. The more you leave it, the darker it's gonna get and the tastier it's gonna get. Also, you can eat your plums. They're gonna be packed with flavor. I suggest to drink it cold with a bit of ice, you know. For me, it's just a really refreshing drink. It's, you know, reminds me like summer in Japan. And with this weather, I think it's the perfect drink for the summer. So be patient and have fun, guys. That's the most important thing. We are here to enjoy our harvest, our plots, not just sweat and tears. That's the best we can do. And we want to see more from you guys. So if you have done something this year and you want to share it with us, or if you've done something in the past and you want to share it, please leave a comment below. We are really looking forward to see your comments and to reply. Okay, take care. We are 3 Hats on the Plot. See you again soon, guys. Bye. Bye. Bye.